Well, we are going to continue with the agenda for today's class. It says, welcome. Then we have a social emotional content. For this social emotional content, you are going to participate. Don't be afraid to make mistakes. Don't be afraid to what the others are going to say. No, you have to do it. Then we have number 3, content. Then the reflection, objective, content development. And at last, I'm going to leave a space for questions and answers. Let's continue with this. The social emotional content is called Hello, Hello. What you are going to do in this moment? Follow some instructions. And you are going to make this one. Let's start at the count of 3. 1, 2, 3. Hello, hello. Can you clap your hands? What you have to do is clap your hands. Can you clap your hands? Clap your hands. Can you stretch up high? You are going to do this. Do this. Stretch up high. Can you touch your toes? You are going to touch your toes. Can you turn around? You are going to turn around. Then we say, can you stamp your feet? Can you stamp your feet? One more time. Can you stretch up high? We are going to do this 3 times. 1, 2, 3. Then, can you say hello? Hello. Obviously, you can say hello. And the last instruction is, can you clap your hands? Can you clap your hands? Okay, very good. Thank you for the students who did this exercise. Who did this exercise?
We did.
Okay, perfect. Clap for you. Okay, I suppose everybody did this exercise. Let's continue with the content we are going to study today. This is The Mysterious Boy. We are going to read a history in our student's book. Then I'm going to tell you what is the page in which we are going to work. The Mysterious Boy. The reflection of the day says, stay positive, work hard, make it happen. The objective, to develop reading comprehension skills. Let's continue. Ronnie is here. Let's continue with our class. Wait me some seconds. On your student's book, you are gonna go on page number 14. Page number 14. This one. This is the page in which we are gonna start working in this moment. What we are gonna do? Listen and follow the reading. I'm gonna play the audio in this moment. What you have to do is listen carefully, try to understand what the history is gonna be about, and read at the same time with the audio. Pay attention to the audio. Are you ready with the reading?
Yes, teacher.
Perfect. Thank you, Giselle. I'm gonna change something. You are gonna listen the audio in this moment.
Track 6. The Mysterious Boy. Episode 1, Part 1.
The summer had come at last. Livia, Marius, and their parents, Crispus and Cornelia, left the city of Rome to go to their small villa in the countryside. As soon as they arrived, Livia jumped down from the wagon and ran to her bedroom. From her window, she could see the garden and, in the distance, the beautiful sea. Livia loved the sea. It was shining like a big silver shield. Marius, her 10-year-old brother, ran into Livia's room. "Come on," he said, "let's play charioteers." For the next half hour, Livia and Marius ran around the garden pretending to be the most famous charioteers in Rome. Then Marius got bored, and he wanted to have gladiator fights. Livia played for a while longer, but her brother was too rough. She wanted to sit inside in the shade and read her scrolls. Marius didn't want to stop playing, so he looked for the servants to play with. That evening, Livia and Marius's parents invited some local people to dinner. The guests were drinking and chatting and enjoying the delicious food. One of them was a rich businessman named Petronius. He lived in a large villa on the hill. He talked and smiled a lot, but Livia didn't like him. His smile was cold, and he always seemed to be calculating the value of everything around him. Near the end of the meal, they heard voices in the kitchen. Cornelia went to find out what was happening. Their old cook, Salvia, was arguing with the servants. A huge cake was missing. Somebody or something had taken it. That night, Livia couldn't sleep. She was worried, thinking about the cake and wondering what had happened to it. She got up and looked out of the window. The garden was gray in the moonlight. The only sounds were the singing of the crickets and the waves of the sea. Then she saw a shape beside a large cypress tree. It was white, like a marble statue. She couldn't remember a statue in that position. She rubbed her eyes and looked again, but the shape had gone.
Did you listen the audio?
Yes, teacher.
Yes, teacher. Yes, teacher.
Yes, teacher.
Perfect.
Yes.
According to this history, this is episode 1. This is the first part of the history. We are gonna read and number the events in order. Read and number the events in order. What do you think is number one? Event number one. What's event number one according to the history?
Livia and her family arrived at their villa.
Yes, Sophie, excellent. Livia and her family arrived at their villa. This is number one. Write number one on this little box. Livia and her family arrived at their villa. What is number two?
Livia and Marius played in the garden.
Yes, excellent. Livia and Marius played in the garden. This is number two. Livia and Marius played in the garden. Number three is?
Livia's parents had a dinner party.
Yes. This is number three. Livia's parents had a dinner party. Four?
Sylvia discovered a cake was missing.
Very good. That's number four. Salvia discovered a cake was missing. Five?
Livia found it difficult to sleep.
And number six is?
Livia saw a mysterious shape in the garden.
In the garden. Excellent. This is the order for the events. Did you finish?
Teacher, what is 4 is 5?
Okay, I'm going to repeat again. Number one, Livia and her family arrived at their villa. Number two, Livia and Marius played in the garden. This is number two. Three, Livia's parents had a dinner party. Four, Salvia discovered a cake was missing. Five, Livia found it difficult to sleep. And number six, Livia saw a mysterious shape in the garden. This is the order. Did you finish? Yes?
Después del libro, porque todas las páginas, como que reiniciaron la tele porque se estaba trabando mucho, todas las páginas las perdí de ahí del colegio. No sé si la puede mandar por aquí, señor, para hacerlo.
We are on page number 14 in your student's book, page number 14.
Sí, teacher, pero yo perdí el libro, no lo encuentro.
But you can find these exercises in your Richmond platform, I think. If not, I'm going to share the pages, Leonardo. I'm going to share you the pages. In order you can complete the activities. Well, we are going to continue with page number 15. This is related with second part of the history. Page number 15. I'm going to play the audio. Please listen carefully. Try to practice reading, practice pronunciation, and follow it. I'm going to play the audio in this moment.
No.
Track 7. The Mysterious Boy, Episode 1, Part 2.
Early the next morning, Marius went down to the kitchen for breakfast. He found Livia already there. "Are you hungry too?" he asked. "No, I couldn't sleep." "So why are you down here?" "I want to know who stole the cake." "Maybe it was a wolf," said Marius. "I don't think so," said Livia. "Somebody broke the lock and climbed through the window. Follow me." They walked out into the sunlight. A fat bee flew past them, heavy with pollen. "So where did the thief go?" asked Marius. Livia looked around the garden. The cypress tree rose like a dark flame into the air. Some birds were eating under it, and she remembered the white shape she had seen the night before. She ran over to the tree. "What are you looking at?" asked Marius. Livia pointed at the ground. There were small pieces of cake. Livia and Marius walked to the end of the garden and looked over the wall. In the shade of some trees, Livia saw something. What was it? She told Marius to be quiet. They climbed over the wall and approached the trees. They found a boy sleeping. His hair was red and his skin was white. It was like milk. Half of the cake was lying next to him. "So he stole the cake," said Marius loudly, annoyed. The boy woke up. His eyes were bright green and scared. "Who are you?" Livia asked. The boy didn't answer. "Why did you steal our cake?" The boy sat up. "Hungry," he said. He knew only a few words in Latin. Then Livia saw red and purple marks on the boy's arms, and she understood everything. The marks had come from metal chains. The boy was a slave. He obviously had escaped from his master. Suddenly, they heard barking dogs. The boy jumped to his feet. Some men were shouting. One of the voices belonged to Petronius. "Come on, let's find that boy. We'll teach him a lesson." "We must help him," cried Livia. Marius nodded.
Well, did you understand the second part of the history?
Yes, teacher.
Yes, teacher.
Yes, teacher.
You, we are gonna develop the next activity that is related with the history, the second part of the history. It says, read and explain the situations. As you can see here, we have 4 situations. We are gonna try to explain each situation. What about number 1? Livia was in the kitchen very early in the morning. What do you think? Is it true or false?
True.
That's true. Now the question is, why do you think Livia was in the kitchen very early in the morning?
Teacher, the question.
Tell me.
¿Qué vamos a poner allí?
You are not going to write anything. We are going to discuss this situation and we are going to explain each one. Try to explain.
No vamos a escribir nada.
Just speak. Just speaking skill. We are going to practice a speaking skill.
Okay, teacher.
Remember to speak in English only, not Spanish words. Just English. Well, according to the first situation, I'm going to repeat again. Livia was in the kitchen very early in the morning. Someone says that is true. Now my question is, why do you think Livia was in the kitchen very early in the morning? Why do you think? Tell me something about it.
She was hungry, teacher.
You think that she was hungry. Okay, very good. Somebody else wants to add something else? Somebody else? Just Giselle. Giselle says that she was hungry. Somebody else wants to mention something else?
Paul is asleep.
She couldn't sleep. We have two explanations in this moment, two explanations about this situation. She was hungry, she couldn't sleep. Okay, very good. She was hungry and she couldn't sleep. That is the explanation you had. What about number 2? Lydia examined the ground around the cypress tree. Yes or no? Livia examined the ground around the cypress tree. That's true or false?
True.
That's true. Can you mention an explanation about it, about situation number 2? An explanation? An explanation can be, I'm going to help you, but the idea is that you talk more than me. La idea es que ustedes hablen, chicos, acá, ¿verdad? Más que yo. Okay, Lydia examined the ground around the cypress tree because she wanted to find the thief. For that reason, she was examining the ground around the cypress tree. Then number 3, there were red and purple marks on the boy's arms. Yes or no?
Yes.
Why?
Yes.
Why do you think the boy has or had red and purple marks on his arms?
The boy was a slave.
The boy was a slave. Do you know the meaning of a slave in Spanish? Do you know what is this?
Esclavo.
Esclavo. She was a slave. For that reason, she had or she has marks on his arms. What color? Red and purple, for the damages that he suffered being a slave. Well, number 4, the boy jumped up when he heard the dogs and the voices. True or false?
True.
Why? Why do you think it's true? Because I think that he didn't want to be a slave anymore. For that reason, he jumped up when he heard the dogs and the voices. Any question about this activity? Now, the next activity you are gonna do is this. Pay attention to this. I need that you underline all the words you don't understand in the history. If you say, I don't know what is the meaning of, this is an example of summer in Spanish. So you are gonna underline or mark the words you don't understand. I'm gonna give you 2 minutes in order you can finish this activity. Underline or mark the words you don't understand in the history. Do it. I'm gonna give you 2 minutes in order you can finish this. Underline the words you don't understand. Then I'm gonna ask you what are the words you don't understand. If you tell me, teacher, I don't understand anything in the history, can I mark or can I underline everything? Yeah. But I think that you understand the majority of words in the history.
Teacher, I have a question.
Tell me, Sophie.
Entonces, en un círculo metemos todas las palabras que no entendemos.
Yes, underline or circle. Underline or mark. Is easier to underline or mark the words than write it again on this space. Underline.
Eso me recuerda al perro que comía cereal. Da mucho miedo esa historia. Un niño tenía una enfermedad y cuando llegaron del hospital vio a su perro comiendo cereal, y luego el perro lo hallaron muerto. Creo que así era.
Really? Okay. Continue working.
Finish, teacher.
Okay, Andres Mejia, tell me, how many words you don't understand?
No sé, se me activó por error el micro.
Mariana, tell me, how many words you don't understand in the history?
Sorry, teacher. Repeat, please.
How many words you don't understand in the history?
In Spanish, please.
I'm talking about how many words you don't understand in the history. It can be 5 words, 10 words, 15 words. How many? ¿Cuántas palabras no entienden de la historia? How many words you don't understand in the history?
7, teacher.
You said 7 words. Okay, somebody else? How many?
Ask
10. 10
I understand 10.
10 words.
Yes, teacher.
Okay.
Teacher, I finish.
You finish. How many words you don't understand?
18.
18 words. Okay. Don't be afraid to mention if you don't understand 30 words. That's okay. You are learning. You are learning, and in this way, you are going to improve your vocabulary. You are going to improve your language. For that reason, these kind of exercises are important. It's not just to read the history. Okay, I'm going to read the history, but I don't understand anything. No, the idea is that you understand the most as you can. Well, we are going to continue with an activity. For this activity, this is a game. Again, for this game, I need your participation, but in this case, in the chat. I'm going to activate the chat, but you are going to write words in English, just English words. Don't write anything in Spanish. The game is related with, I'm going to mention, for example, write 3 places in the school. You are going to write 3 places in the school. It can be the classroom, the bathroom, the cafeteria, etc. This is the exercise we are going to do in this moment. This is the last activity. I'm going to activate the chat. Well, the first option is write your favorite day of the week. What's your favorite day of the week? Thursday. Okay, Valeria says that her favorite day of the week is Thursday. Paolo, Friday. Alejandro, it's Monday. Okay, excellent. Now,
Sunday.
The second, let me see. Write 3 classroom objects. 3 classroom objects. Jason says Monday, very good. Pencil, eraser, books,
Colors.
brushes, I think, yeah, but it's, no. Classroom object, brushes is
Scissor.
Scissor, but you have to write in the chat. Write in the chat. Scissors, glue, ruler, board. Then we have books, pen, and eraser. Very good, Ariana. Very good. Excellent. Colors, sharpener, etc. Well, we are going to continue with the next content. Write 3 places in the school. 3 places in the school. 3 places in the school. Places in the school. Bathrooms, yes, Sophie. Bathroom is a place in the school, yeah. Bathroom, another place. Classroom, yeah, classroom. How do you say biblioteca in English? How do you say biblioteca? Library, excellent, Alejandro. Library, cafeteria, yeah, classroom. Basketball court, cafeteria, cafeteria. Well, very good. Now, the next. Mention your favorite hobbies. What is your favorite hobby? Favorite hobby? Leonardo said play video games. Excellent. Paint. Valeria said Sophia play football, dance, play video games, draw. Excellent hobbies. Yeah, those are some hobbies. Sing, play video games. Play video games.
¿Qué pasó?
Well, art, excellent. Now, edit. Can you edit? I think edit videos, right? Ariana said paint, soccer, and video games. Very good. Next. Your favorite movie. What's your favorite movie? Favorite movie? Avengers, that's right. Edit. Okay, Avengers, Thor, Hunters. What's that? What's that movie? They are like children, Liga, but in English. Remember to write in English. You have to write just in English.
Teacher, no sé cómo se escribe mi película favorita en inglés. Se lo puedo poner en español.
You have to write it in English. Remember, in English.
Bueno.
Well, next. We are going to continue with the last content. Your favorite places at home. Favorite places at home. Your room, okay. Your bedroom. Your room, okay. Room, bedroom. Oh, the majority of you said that room. Maria Jose, your favorite place is your garage? Really? Okay, Maria Jose, garage. The majority of you says that is room, kitchen. Okay, your favorite place is kitchen. How do you say sala in English? Remember, sala in English, living room. We are reviewing these contents. Football. You can play soccer in the garage. Your garage is big, so in my room I can see scary movies. Do you like scary movies? Well, excellent, my dear students, for your participation in this game. This was an extra activity that I have for you. Then we are gonna continue with the last part to our class. Questions. Any question about the activities we developed today?
No, teacher.
All it's clear?
No, teacher.
Yes, teacher.
Okay, perfect. So we are gonna finish our class in this moment. I'm gonna tell you thank you for your participation, your attention, and also your excellent behavior during our English class. We are gonna continue in the next class. Have a nice day, have a good lunch, and see you later.
Bye,
Bye,
teacher.
teacher. Have a nice
Bye,
day.
teacher.